YouTube, what is up? We're back again with more Warhammer 40k. The factions explained by Bricky. This time we're in part 2 of the video. This is going to be named differently because I've split up my reactions into parts. Because I like to talk a lot and I like to get invested into what I'm watching, which means my videos tend to be split up a lot because I be a chatterbox. But hey, I hope you stick around the channel. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment down below to feed the algorithm quads. Original video will be linked in the description below. Super important, I love doing deep dives. So I'm currently doing a deep dive of SCP, and now I'm doing a deep dive of Warhammer all at the same time, and a bunch of other variety content. This is my variety channel. Please be patient with my uploads for Warhammer. I just try to do my best. I do things based off of what I feel like doing that day. I also have another channel to run where I upload 2 videos a day on that channel. So, just take it easy. Appreciate you, love you, and appreciate your enthusiasm. But just make sure you remember that I am human and I upload 4 videos a day. There's only so much you can do. Anyways, let's get into it. All right, Bricky time!
In a 2-part series on the Warhammer races. If you haven't seen part 1 yet, we do the Imperium of Man. You can check that out in the description.
I saw it.
That to get context for this episode. If you already have, go ahead and keep on watching. So after an entire episode of nothing but humans, we can now talk about chaos, which involves humans again, but a little bit less. We also got demons and shit.
Demons and shit!
What?
Like hard, Nick.
So, as I've mentioned many times before, we've discussed the warp, the immaterium, the hellish landscape.
Yeah, the warp,
purgatory,
and how it
dimension
works in people's minds and shit. Yeah.
Between the
and like harnessing its power for the people who are magicians and like people who can like wield its power versus like the people who are like the God Emperor who can wield its power and yeah. Is there audio delay? Oh! Thank you for letting me know early. Thank you for letting me know early. We close and reopen. Thank you. Yep. Don't ever feel scared to tell me about that.
This is
Technical difficulties do happen. It's important. Thank you.
The hellish landscape, the purgatory dimension realm between the material realm of our existence. Now, in the warp, it's
chaos is influencing the stream.
There are demons everywhere. Things are crazy. All your minds and thoughts and emotions get projected there.
Damn, them demon thighs thick. God damn. Fucking damn.
It is both formless and empty. It is vast and tiny. It obeys the laws of time and physics while simultaneously does absolutely nothing of the sort. It is a hodgepodge and a culmination
of just
unknowable, eldritch, horrifying shit. And there are 4 gods that permeate in chaos and the warp. These are the 4 major chaos gods. And if we wish to learn about chaos, we need to learn about each and every single one of these chaos
I want to learn about the sexy one.
First up,
damn it.
we have Khorne, and he is the easiest. Khorne
Wait, he kind of is hot too.
Wait
a second. Demon daddy.
He is all about anger, murder, fighting, blood, guts, death. You ever heard the term blood for the blood god, skulls for the skull throne?
Yeah.
That's Khorne. The whole idea is that he is all about the fury and strength.
Okay, chat, come on. Blood for the blood god, skull for the skull throne. Yes, give me your skulls. Yes. You must. Also, commenters, YouTube commenters, you know the vibes. That's right. Get that shit going.
Battle. He doesn't care where blood comes from. So
every like is a skull for the skull throne. W. I did not read that as a comment. I always act like I read it out of chat. I didn't. I just said off the top of my head and acted like I was reading it. Why do I do that? I don't fucking know. It's just a YouTuber thing, dog.
Long as blood is flowing, he wants to fight and murder and carnage and slaughter and death. That is Khorne. Very simple to understand. Next up, you have Tzeentch, and Tzeentch is the god of change. However, the god of change, it's permeates in so many different other ways. He's the most eldritch of all the demon gods. He has this weird way to always be plucking at the street.
You got a mouth instead of a penis. Y'all know the movie Teeth? Where the girl's pussy's got teeth? Is that? But for boys. Is that not it? That's the same concept. Don't you lie to me. Y'all know him, right?
Rings of the universe. He's always conniving and scheming and doing his best to cause as much little bullshit as he can.
Love that.
Tzeentch is unknowable. Everything that makes sense, he will and won't do. Every future and setting and every type of destiny or fate is all foretold and also changeable. It is set in stone while also completely random. He knows what everything is going to happen and also that none of it's going to happen. You would ask Tzeentch a question. That question leads to 3 more questions. And those questions lead to the heat death of the universe, which asks 4 answers to those questions. And then he thinks to himself, what are questions even really? And are you even
You ever debate with someone who knows they're wrong? So instead of agreeing that they're wrong, they just keep asking you questions to like elongate and exhaust you out of the conversation. So that way they don't have to admit they're wrong. Does that feel like... Damn, someone just goes, my mom. Dude, do you need a hug? Are you okay, little buddy? That's actually so depressing. Gaslight, gatekeeping, girl boss. You right. W.
asking the questions, or are you simply giving paths to answers?
Give a hug to the homie Alpha, bro. That
other horseshit.
motherfucker going through something.
Tzeentch is just, I'm gonna fuck with stuff. He is yes and he is no. He is the understanding and he is complexity. He is unknowable. And that's what the God of Change is about. Very bizarre. And he likes birds a lot.
Oh, birds are cool.
I don't know why. Next up, we got Papa Nurgle. Papa Nurgle, he loves...
Is his actual name Papa Nurgle? Or is he just calling him Papa? Hold on. Or is it just Nurgle? Is it actually Papa Nurgle? Because that's actually super cute. Actually, it's Papa Nurgle? That's so dope. I love that.
You for who you are. Probably not. He will murder you just the same. But Papa Nurgle is about rot, pestilence, death, and decay. He is the end of everything. Him and Tzeentch do not like each other very much because where Tzeentch represents change and adjustment, Nurgle represents stagnation and death. He is all about miasma and pestilence and large bloat and pus and organs and people just being sedentary, sloth. He is the idea that everything will rot and decay and die. Nothing is certain besides decay and death.
But he's kind of spitting. Wait a second. I do agree with that notion. Alright, you know what? Someone goes, damn, he thick. Alright, never mind. So much for that discussion. Yep.
All of us will end up the same way, and broken down through just sheer never-ending decomposition. So the joke that Nurgle always loves you is generally because of that, because we all end up the same. We all rot, and we all...
That's kind of nice, the equality of it all, you know? I don't know, that's kind of sweet. It's kind of a sweet notion. Also, I just... when you nut and she keeps sucking and it's just that face.
Die and wither. That's Nurgle, and he's got a general theme of course, pestilence and different kinds of diseases and sickness and things of that nature. That's generally Nurgle. He's pretty easy to understand as well, and he chunk. Finally, we have the youngest of the Chaos.
He chunk. I like him big. I like him chunky. Chunky. Mommy? I like this one. What's up?
Chaos gods, and that is Slaanesh, also known as the Prince of Pleasure or the God of Unspeakable Excess. Slaanesh is generally referred to with sex, but it's not only sex, it's just that's an avenue if you want to make stuff. Slaanesh is just the idea of the senses of the body being cranked to not just 11, but more like 17. See, we'll discuss Slaanesh a little bit more when we talk about the Eldar, because they done fucked up, but it, or whatever, is mainly about just the excess of emotions. And therefore, sex is generally a large part of it. However, it's mostly pain and torture. Lots of pain.
I'd be a bottom for her. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Yeah, she just a dummy mommy for real, for real. Okay. Nah, I'll be a masochist. Fuck it. For her? For this? Worth it. I'ma say it. Worth it. Alright?
In torture, but sometimes sexually related or drug related.
Pain is pleasure for her worshippers. W.
Slaanesh gets off on everything. Extremes in happiness, extremes in sadness, extremes in pain and sadism and masochism, and of course that goes along with the sex part of it as well. It's generally referred to with sex because of the color scheme, very purple, lots of exposed genitalia. A lot of their models have like exposed nipples and stuff. And that
Does she got model exposed pussies? This is just a genuine question. I know it's kind of a horny question, but I just want to know because he talked about exposed genitalia, then he talked about titties. I just wonder if a pussy out too. That's all. I don't know if anyone got the answer to that. Someone said probably. YouTube comments, you let me know.
That is generally the theme you go
Not
for
just
from the
titties?
physical
Damn.
side, but it really embodies everything. Mainly pain and also the excessive amounts of emotion. So when it comes down to it, you'll find a lot of them have things like spikes or whips or any kind of BDSM style gear
Chains
because
and
it is
whips
unspeakable
excite me.
excess. The prince of pleasure. Everything in excess to the point where it is just sheer frightening. That is Slaanesh in a nutshell. A little bit bizarre and a little hard to
Oh
describe.
my god, that place is so
sometimes.
beautiful.
But as we talk more about the Dark Eldar later in this video, you'll understand it far, far better and far more than you'd want to. Now, you might be thinking, why would anyone ever want to join Chaos? They all look horrifying, screwed up, and just frightening things, right?
But they're powerful.
Well, the thing is that, of course, one, your mind is put into the warp and the immaterium, so you can be easily swayed by chaos demons when they get into your head, especially if you're a psyker. Sometimes regiments of the less mentally strong...
Oh shit, that'd be so cool for the plot. Because if you're somebody who taps into the warp to wield its power, and you get corrupted by one of the chaos gods, you could turn sides. That'd be fucking cool.
People, whether they be civilians or, say, low-level guardsmen or conscripts, can be easily swayed by this and become chaos cultists and stuff, and they serve their dark gods or whatever god they personally prefer. However, and this might seem strange, chaos in their own right isn't necessarily evil.
Okay.
See, the warp is every manifestation of emotion and being, every soul, everything of existence. This includes all the good things. All the different chaos gods have another side to their coin. Khorne might be death, murder, slaughter, slaughter, but he's also got this weird sense of survival of the fittest, trial by combat, and honor. Khorne will never lie to you. Khorne will never stab you in the back. Khorne isn't about conniving and scheming. Khorne is about straight up mono-e-mono.
It's kind of beautiful because it's like, it's such a representation of strength, right? Not just the fortitude of what your physical capability is, but that in death, the triumph, those who triumph outside of death are those who are strong-willed, strong physically. And it's like, if you're someone who believes so much in that, when it comes to the slaughter, it's not just about, I want to kill people, it's about, I want to have the very best on my side for it too, right? And it's also like kind of culling the weak at the same time.
You versus me, get in the ring, we're gonna murder each other hard right now. It may not be a good thing at the end of the day, but it is that other side of the coin. Him and Tzeentch generally don't get along because Tzeentch is that conniving schemer.
Yeah, this motherfucker is on his snake shit for real, okay? No, this is the gaslight gatekeeping girl boss.
Also about the idea of hope. Where there is change, there's...
That makes so much sense. Oh my god, because the lack of solidifying one's fate, the lack of the strong are those who survive as a prominent statement. It's, well, if everything is in question, everything's in flux. So there's always hope because fate changes. It's never truly decided. That is so fucking cool. He's still on his snake shit, but I kind of like that thought process. Ooh.
Change for your predicament.
Oh, sorry. Someone typed something large in chat. I kind of want to read that. Also, Khorne is paraplegic because Tzeentch. I'm just going to read these names super wrong. I'm sorry. Managed to attempt one of the demon's back and stabbing him. The demon does that, stabs in the back and yeeted to wherever and gets brain damage. Ren's kind of now stuck in the skull throne. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Which is kind of crazy because when you think about it, being betrayed and being stuck in the skull throne kind of makes it so that he's technically not the strong. That would actually fuck with him mentally, wouldn't it? I mean, mind you, the mentals are all in the warp anyways, but you get my point, right? Is that if your whole understanding of what your premise is and who you are, and one of the very essences of it is like the strength you have as a person, and culling the weak, and the strong are the ones, and death is finite, and we slaughter because we cull, like, right? And then you're somebody who's now, right? He's just a baby. He's the poorest chat. Still the strongest. Okay, cool. So even with all of that, even with that big ass nerf, you're telling me that this dude on his skull throne can't walk and still is that motherfucker for real? That's actually super sick. That's actually so cool. All right, damn. Okay.
There is change for your problem, the hope of the conniving schemer, but he's also about the idea of hope. Where there is change for your predicament. There is change for your problem. The hope of the galaxy, the ability to bend the world to your will, the idea that your fate is not set in stone, but in reality that you control your own destiny and can control it whenever you want. The changer of ways. That is Tzeentch. And of course, Tzeentch and Nurgle hate each other because while Nurgle does represent stagnation, death, and decay, he also represents finality and end.
Yep. So, like, this is kind of like being fated, right?
The fact that you can be mentally at peace knowing that you will end and how you will end.
Yep. Fate. And how you'll end in fear. Okay, well.
Fear of the unknown, fear of change is not present with Nurgle. With Nurgle, everything will rot and die.
Oh, that's... So it gives you that sense of closure because you know there's no fear of the unknown. Rather than the... Like, instead of the fear of the unknown... In the other instance, that gives you hope because nothing is certain versus this being finite because you know how you'll die. But there's also comfort in knowing. So it just depends on which kind of perspective you have and which way you get tainted when you're in the warp. Because if you get swayed into one of their sides and you're already being manipulated mentally to be pulled into their side, you're going to just agree with those idealisms.
And that provides that finality, that ability that this is over.
Nurgle also genuinely loves you. Yeah, because all are equal in death, and death is finite, right? That's the concept?
We are all
that was mentioned
the
before,
same,
right?
And we will all end the same. We know the meaning of life. The meaning of life is to live and die and rot. And with that, it brings peace of mind.
Nurgle gives comfort rejecting the unknown. Tzeentch gives hope in confronting it. Because when you combat it, it would create the uncertainty versus rejecting it so that you could have finite. Okay. Yep.
Slaanesh is a lot more simple. While they are the excess of emotion, they are also the representation of emotion. Slaanesh embodies happiness. Slaanesh embodies excitement and joy and pleasure. Not only in the sense of the physical, bam style of pleasure, but also everything else like food.
Wow. Oh, food.
And drink and air on your cheek and sunlight, the feeling, emotion and feeling. All of that is also represented with Slaanesh. So you have to ask, why are they always represented as super evil skulls and spikes on everything and want to murder everybody? I don't really got an answer for you on that one. My assumption is that because mentally humans may think worse thoughts even if we don't act on them, and therefore they're projected in the warp more. That one's a little bit weird.
Okay, so genuine question here. So if you're telling me, so based on this, the way that Bricky's explaining it is that, yeah, sorry for the auto CC. It just kind of helps once in a while when I pause. And also kind of helps for viewers too. I know sometimes it'll be off, but it is what it is. One of my questions though is, when it comes to those chaos gods, and the description that he's kind of giving is that they technically are both aspects, good and bad. That kind of makes it so it seems like it's evenly good and bad, and then the projection of what human emotions are based on his theory that through the warp, negativity thus goes forth. But would in theory the idea of violence technically be stronger? Because in the concept of war, what empowers and impassions people more than violence? I mean, being whimsical, we could say our loyalty and our trust and our hearts, but we leave that shit to, like, you know, the golden boys guarding the god emperor, you know? They ain't our business. Leave it to those motherfuckers, the space marines, you know what I'm saying? That ain't our business. You know? Leave that to the nuns. That ain't our business. You know, like, hi, me. Also, someone said hi earlier in chat who's new to the chat. What's up?
Weird. I don't know. This is me.
No humans, less powerful chaos. Oh, shit. That's kind of cool because I know I could be completely wrong here. And if I am, feel free to let me know. I'm totally fine with being wrong because I am learning about stuff. So when I like say stuff, I am talking out my ass with just the information I have. Okay, just a heads up to the YouTube comments. You're more than welcome to correct me. I won't be offended. Just don't be mean about it. You know, I'm sensitive. I'm just a bean. But if we're saying that we have to do so much because of humans being swayed in the warp, going to these chaos gods, and the more humans you harvest into your like faction, and that makes you stronger. Is that stronger because of the numbers you have, or because of the influence you have, or is it just amalgamation of both? Any and all sentient races. Thank you. Got it. Cool. But still the same questions held. Like what? How we go about that? Closer to both? Both. Okay, thank you.
Me spitballing right now, but I don't know. You need a super bad guy. You already got the Imperium of Man. You need somebody to be a little bit worse than them. So you got demons. Honestly, who cares? I just want to buy like a bird magician.
That's so beautifully painted. Oh, look at the shading even on the bumps of the tongue. Oh my god. And the little shadows in the feathers. The little gradient dust pieces by like, oh my god. Look how much love is put into this. Oh, imagine the time it took. This is so perfect. Sorry, just the craftsmanship of like how much care and detail is put into this just blows my mind.
Magician, look at him. So cool. So combining all this together on the tabletop, Chaos Demons are generally very melee based. They run in, go really hard. You have lots of summoning and conjuring, tons of spells. Generally a little bit frail, but they have special saves to make them a little bit stronger. You've got giant demons and smaller demons. You got hordes of little boys and tons of big guys. Demons are as they seem. Demons. Nurgle is slow. Khorne is super scary in melee. You've got Tzeentch.
Sorry, just a little side note because I was just thinking of this off my head. I think what I'm gonna do is stop touching Warhammer total Warhammer stuff. I'm gonna stick to Warhammer 40k stuff. That way I'm a bit more focused on what's happening in the 40k timeline and what's happening around this. I know some people were saying that the lore for Bricky's videos are technically outdated. But at the same time, I'm just gaining base knowledge. So even if stuff is technically updated now through the lore, as long as I retain the base knowledge, that's what really matters to me. And the nuances of things that change, I can learn those over time. But if we overwhelm me with too much information and things that have changed, I'm not going to retain the information, right? And I'm actually intrigued, so I don't want to kind of zip through.
Who are far more into psychers and spellcasting, and then Slaanesh, who is all melee, really, really, really fast, but squishy, but in lots of hordes of tons of melee and pain damage, of course. So overall, the demons are a huge part of 40k and a massive threat to almost every single faction with the exception of a couple. However, the big part about demons is also transferred into the other 9 primarchs we didn't talk about, which are the Chaos Space Marines.
I never say this name right, and I want to deeply apologize because I ain't ever gonna say this name right unless he says it in this video. I change how I say it every single time I've said it. Astartes. Oh, that does not help me. I said Astart. I need him to say it. I need him to say it. I ain't gonna get it.
So horse, and all of his boys, all of them in the Primarchs, they have all also become Chaos Boys, and they all have their own special Chaos Legions,
say the name,
specializing in so many different things, just like the Adeptus Astartes, the Angels of Death, the regular Space Marines. Chaos Space Marines aren't a whole lot different than the regular Space Marines. They have the same armor, generally the same training and toughness.
Adeptus Astartes were sick. Sorry.
They specialize in different kinds of things. And also a lot of the Primarchs have ascended into is it greater demons? They're demon Primarchs at this point. Gigantic, horrifying man.
Oh yeah, we like the raise, boys. That's that good shit.
That are pretty awesome.
He said it?
And toughness. They specialize in different kinds of things. And also a lot of the Primarchs have ascended into is it greater demons?
I missed
They're
it.
demon
Fuck.
Primarchs at this point.
I missed him saying the word.
Horrifying man-demon hybrids that are pretty awesome, if I'm going to be honest. They look really, really cool. But them and their associated legions that they are a part of are all kind of going out there and causing a large ruckus for everyone else. Considering the raw strength and firepower of a legion of Space Marines, imagine that entire legion just converting to chaos and immediately fighting you. It's generally pretty horrifying. There's a lot of them, so I gotta write them down. But you've got the Emperor's Children with Primarch Fulgrim, loyal.
Okay, you know what? Alicia's getting way too focused on this name thing. You're sad? Why are you sad? I got distracted by that too. Astartes. Astartes. Astartes? Astartes? If I called them asses, would you get that? Would the community be mad? Astartes. Y'all are switching up the way you start saying this shit. That crazy. You'll put Astartes earlier. You put Astartes earlier. That's crazy. You can't just start switching up on me like that. Okay, Paul's sending me shit. Hold on. Astartes. Oh, motherfucker. Who put Astartes? Who put Astartes? Astartes! Astartes is so easy! Motherfuckers said Astartes! Astartes! That means motherfuckers. Astartes. Holy shit. That's so funny. I might call them Astartes. So good. Holy shit.
To Slaanesh.
Hold on, we gotta go back for a second because I was definitely distracted.
Horrifying. There's a lot of them, so I gotta write them down. But you've got the Emperor's Children with Primarch Fulgrim, loyal to Slaanesh. These people, they are some messed up people. They're just sensory overload. Tons.
No, it makes
of
sense. They're like
drugs,
under Slaanesh,
tons
so
of
obviously,
torture.
right?
And I think Fulgrim is a demon Primarch right now. And oh god,
It's cool that they can like ascend. That's fucking sick. Like, so it's cool. So that means throughout the lore, things are gonna keep evolving. Because people are going to keep ascending throughout the story as it develops, right? Is that one of the reasons why people find this is outdated? Is because of that?
See what that man looks like, at least on the tabletop, because Emperor's Children are not good people. You've got the Iron Warriors, which are kind of like opposite of the Imperial Fists, with Primarch Perturabo, I believe is his name. They're Chaos Undivided. They just kind of serve chaos in a general aspect instead of choosing one of the four. But the Iron Warriors are big on the siege and fortification, and they're basically entirely against the Imperial Fists and are a major rival. Perturabo, I believe, is also still alive.
I have to post a YouTube video. Fuck it, I'm gonna keep recording this. I'm too interested.
I'm also very interested to see what he looks like, because Demon Primarchs are badass. You've got the Night Lords with Primarch Conrad Kurz. Conrad Kurz is dead, which is good, because he's a sick fuck. But the Night...
That shit sounded personal. That shit sounded mad personal. Y'all heard him say that? He said sick fuck, kind of like how I say it. That's crazy. I got a thing. For those of you guys on YouTube, I got a thing in my live streams where I call people sick fucks. It's a whole thing. Anyways.
Night Lords are generally
That's
about
crazy.
terrorizing people and terrorism. They're generally about fear, and rightly so. You've got the World Eaters with Primarch Angron.
Bro, if you got a name like World Eater, you just are cool, man. That's so cool. Like, this motherfucker got chains of heads. Not even skulls. Just raw ass, fleshy, bleeding heads. Like, we seen motherfuckers with skulls around their neck, and nah, bitch. I'd say drippy. Literally. Literally. He a sad boy, though? No. No. Don't listen to Juice WRLD. Don't be sad. It's okay.
Still alive. Also excited to see. Angron. If you think you've known an angry person, Angron is the angriest son of a bitch you will ever know. Angron removed parts of his brain that didn't make him angry, so he could be angrier.
Sounds like a dumbass to me, but W, I guess. Me angry. Me stay angry.
Angron. Fucker's mad. You've got the Death Guard with Primarch Mortarion. They actually have their own special codex and their own major army on the tabletop. Mortarion himself is actually one of the models, and look at him. Look at him.
Those are majestic ass wings.
So cool looking.
And it's like oh, it has like the butterfly shit where it's like the eyes on it. It's butterflies, right? That have the eyes on their wings that like are like to like for the predators to like.
Of course, Nurgle
like,
based, obviously. So very slow, but very tanky. You've got the Word Bearers with Primarch Lorgar.
Only it's actually an eye. Oh, that is creepy.
Lorgar is, I believe, still alive. I don't know what's up with him at the current moment, but the Word Bearers are generally the people who caused all the major problems in the beginning.
Yep.
At least I blame them for it. They're little assholes. You got the Black Legion with Primarch Horus. Get fucked, nerd. You've got the Alpha Legion.
Damn, y'all feel like that was a personal attack? Hey, did y'all like him? Cause he said get fucked, nerd. Damn, your boy got rolled. Your boy got rolled. For real, that's crazy. But one sentence made me realize your boy got rolled.
Legion with Primarch Alfarius Omegon. Chaos, I think. And then finally, you've got the Thousand Sons with Primarch Magnus the Nerd. Thousand Sons.
Is it actually the nerd though? Is it actually like Primarch Magnus the Nerd? Is that, or is he just making fun of him? I'm a little gullible. Magnus the Red. Okay, thank you. I'm a little gullible. Thank you. I needed that. Key! Thank you so much for the resub. Thanks for wishing me happy birthday. I appreciate it.
Also have their own book, just like the Death Guard. Magnus is also a tabletop model. He
got big ass horny titties. Weird time for my friend to show up and stream, but he does have big ass horny titties. What's up with that? I like it though. It's like handlebars. Am I wrong though? Hold up. Am I wrong though? I don't think I'm wrong. I think I'm right. It's handlebars, bitch. And whoever has him, you ain't ever gonna think otherwise. It's ruined for you now. He's compensating. What?
Super cool, as you can tell, and they're all super heavily psyker and kind of.
Listen. If he's compensating, man should have went to Slaanesh and gotten blessed or something. I don't know, dog.
Egyptian theme. They look pretty neat. But overall, with all of these Chaos Space Marine factions, you can play as a lot of different ones, but the main ones that you can really work at are standard Space Marines, Chaos Space Marines, as well as the Death Guard and Thousand Sons, as they are the most fleshed out, especially on the tabletop at least.
All right, we're going to stop the video here. Don't worry, we will be continuing the video. It'll just be in the next part. This video is going to turn into too long, so that's why I need to chop it up a little bit. But thanks so much for watching, and I hope you guys stick around and subscribe to the channel. And I love y'all. Thanks for being such a supportive, welcoming community. I love deep diving into stuff. And holy shit, there's so much information and it's friggin' cool. And Bricky's videos are awesome. I know there's some of you who are a little bit, acting a little sussy bussy, and you're like, I don't like these Bricky videos. And you're like, chill out, okay? As somebody who's new and knows nothing about 40K, this shit is very digestible for me. I enjoy his personality, and I understand some of it might be outdated because things evolve. But as somebody who's new, I really enjoy this. So I'm going to keep doing it, okay? It's okay. Mwah, little forehead smooch. Don't be mad. Be glad that people are getting involved. That's important. Welcoming communities are dope. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Don't forget the subscribe button. Don't forget to leave a comment, and don't forget to hit the like button for the skull thrones. Catch you later. Bye.